Hi guys, Robert1 here, and today I have my 5th place Satellarknight deck profile for you guys. Now I came 5th at Bexleyheath Regionals last Sunday, and I did very well. I went 6-1 throughout the day, so 6 losses, 1 win. Sorry, other way around. 6 wins, 1 loss. My matches were Infinity Randomizer, 2 Yugioh, Satellar Mirror Match, and 3 Shadow players. I didn't really face Necros through the day, but this deck was kind of built to counteract Necros, so it was kind of bad not dueling Necros, of course. But I had fun with the deck. It was my first regionals, and I'm just happy because I won this amazing match. And it was wonderful to just have fun trying out the first regionals I've ever been to. So guys, I'm going to get into this deck profile. Now it's pretty standard start. 3 Deneb. Basically your stratos of the deck, nothing really much to say about that. 3 Altair, your Wolfbark, he just recycles your Deneb and anything else you want to do, like so you could go, if you have a Vega engraved, you could normal summon this, summon the Vega, and then get the Vega effect to summon any Satellarknight from hand. So he's basically Wolfbark for the deck, and he's one of the best cards. He allows you to do all your plays, so without him he wouldn't be great, but this deck wouldn't be that great. 2 Satellarknight Vega, because you really want to get your triple summons. It's not even funny. This and any other summon is any other teller. It's pretty much Blade Armor Ninja, Triver, Deltaros, anything you can make with this. It's basically, you want this card to go ham. 2 Yugioh. Basically your Foolish Burial of the deck allows you to make your plays much quicker, and allows you to do all the good stuff in your deck. So first turn, if you go first, and you've drawn no Deneb, no way to get Deneb, and you open up with this and an Altair, or a Call of the Haunted, normal summon this, dump the Deneb, and just settle your back row, and then you can just Call the Haunted at your opponent's end phase to get the Deneb back, and just search for whatever you want. 2 Honest. Now, throughout the day I was told that Honest was a bad card, and I honestly don't think it is, because people were telling me run Battleguard Howling, run Battleguard Howling. No, I think Honest is the better choice, because he's in damage step, so they can't really do anything. I got all my plays for him, and he won me quite a few games, because of, if it wasn't for this I wouldn't have been able to get over a Winder, which really would have hurt me, because of the guy thought I wasn't playing Honest, because most people don't, but I'm that one guy that plays Honest. So he just randomly beat into my Altair, and then I just dropped Honest, and I kind of won from there. For ones, I play 1 Alsham and 1 Thunder King Ryo. Now the reason I play Alsham is because of, in testing for this deck, I had the 1 space left, and it was either Alsham or Sirius. So, and through all the testing, Sirius was just not as good as Alsham. Alsham was just a very good card because of, I could burn a K out of them. That's a 1/8 of their life, you know. And also it won me like 3 of my games, because of against one of the Yugioh, I would have lost if I didn't have this card, because he was just gonna ram me down, but I had Call of the Haunted, so I could have just Vega'd from my grave and then summon this from my hand, and it was just game from there. So, and it was in my 7th round, so final round, and I was 5-1 that time, so this was definitely an MVP of the day. Those are the monsters. Now for spells, now I didn't really run a lot of spells, to be honest, because of this deck doesn't really need a lot of spells. It's mainly just staples and basics for the deck. So 3 reinforcements of the army. Basically your searcher, without it you couldn't get your first turn to Nev sometimes, or any other thing you need through the deck. It can search anything in your deck except for Honest and Thunder King Ryo, but this is basically your main card if you need to get out of a pinch, so it's a very good card. 2 Pot of Duality. Pot of Duality I mainly use 2 because of the first turn, and if I need to get more back row and I've already got a board set up, I can just go Pot of Duality, flip 3, and mainly of the time there will be a trap in there. It's hardly ever just monsters or anything. But there was a few games where I went like double of my traps, so I went like against one of the shadows, or it was like 2 Fiendish Chain and 1 other card, and then against Yugioh it was 2 Mirror Force and 1 other card. So this card is very good, and it's good. But if I played more than 2, it would probably be very coggy, because I remember when I played it up to 3 and it was just too coggy. I could never get off my plays properly, and it just slowed me down. And next it's 2 MST. Now, a lot of people underrate this card, this format, because of the way people play. It's not really a trap heavy format, but when you think about it, if you're playing Necros and they try to get rid of your stuff, and you have this 1 card on field and they think they can Trishula you, you just flip this card, hit their ritual spell, and they summon Trishula without banishing any of your stuff. So MST can be a very powerful card depending on how you use it. Also, in the Shadow matchup, up their end phase, if they set a Sinister Shadow Games or a El Shadow Fusion, you can just MST it and they won't have it anymore. So it helped me a lot because of that, because if I hit Sinister Shadow Games and El Shadow Fusions in most of my Shadow games, thanks to this card. This card was definitely good in the deck. And for a one-off, Raigeki, this is mainly just a clear board, let's be honest. I don't really need to explain it. For traps, the start is pretty standard. 3 Satellarknight Alpha. Well, this is basically your counter trap for the deck. It allows you to negate anything by tributing 1 Satella card. So without it, your deck would not be as powerful. But the card is a very good card because it also allows you to +1 when you tribute your own card. So 3 Satellarknight Alpha. Next is something that I was mainly using because of this meta, is 3 Fiendish Chain. Now, this card was definitely an MVP because of this got me over a Windows, the Yosenju matchup. It got me through the Teller matchup. This card literally rode me through the day, because without this card I would have been blown away so many times. Even when I hit a construct with it just to stop the mill, this actually saved my ass. It's literally, Fiendish Chain is one of the best card floodgates in this deck, and I prefer it over Breakthrough simply because I can return it with trigger, obviously. So Fiendish Chain, definitely a good card in the deck, and I would definitely not bump it down to 2 unless Shadows lose 1 window, or Yosenju just stop being a relevant deck. Because of right now, this card is very good. Next, 3 Call of the Haunted, just to bring back any cards from grave. So during your opponent's end phase, flip it and just summon Altair from grave, and then get the Deneb from grave or something, and just search. It's mainly your end phase play, and it's also a plus because if you can summon it and do other things. For 2s, I played 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance. Now, I know what some of you guys are probably thinking, why 2 Anti-Spell Fragrance? Well, when I was in testing, this card at 3 was really coggy. Whenever I played it at 3, I always drew more than 1, and I don't want to be drawing more than 1 of this card unless I'm going up against Necros because they could MST it. But this card up 2 is good because you always draw it. It's literally like first turn hand, I either draw it or I don't, obviously, but it's usually just a few turns away, and it's a very good card. It's one of the better floodgates of the deck. And 2 Mirror Force, mainly because just to blow out your opponent when they attack you, and this card was definitely good today because of it actually survived me against the Yosenju and the Shadow matchup, because of the guy had like a construct and a beast on board, and I just mirror force. So this card was definitely good on the day. And for one-offs, I play one Oasis Dragon Soul just for an extra Call of the Haunted, one Vanity's Emptiness to stop those special summons, one Ring of Destruction. Now, Ring of Destruction, this didn't really get used because I never really had to pop anything, and the matchups just made me side it out. So I never actually used this on the day, but it's a good card nonetheless in theory. So just one of that, one of Solemn Warning, and one Bottomless Trap Hole. So those are the traps, and that's the main deck for you guys. So let's go on to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, I play one Satellarknight Deltaros. Now Deltaros is mainly here just because in case I want to pop something, and he enables me to make better plays. So say normal summon Deltaros, I'm playing against Trap Tricks and they've set a Bottomless Trap Hole. I can just summon this and they won't get their Bottomless, and it's just such a good build. It's such a good card for that. 2 Satellarknight Trigger. This is basically your Field Compulse. It allows you to recycle all your continuous cards, so you can just get your Call of the Haunted, your Fiendish Chains, anti-spell fragrances back to hand. So this is a very important card to the deck. 2 Constellarknight Diamond. Now with this card, I against dolls, this card is so good. It's not even funny. I summoned 2 of these in the same game, because he killed the first one, but the second one I still had, and it literally won me the game from there. Because of people say you should only run it in 1, but I'm running it at 2 simply because this card is very broken when you see a Shadow matchup, and Shadows are literally going to be the best deck of this format in my opinion. So I need the 2 diamond just for the Shadow matchup. Now from the non-Stellars, 1 Rhapsody in Berserk. I didn't summon this on the day, but it's mainly for Necros and Infernoids, but I didn't really draw it. So 1 number 86. Now believe it or not, but I actually summoned this with 5 materials against Shadows for the game, and it literally won me from there. So if I didn't have this card in my extra deck, I would not have. I would have just sacked. My goal of the day was actually to summon this for 5 materials, and I actually did it against Shadows. This was amazing card, so don't underrate 86 when it's the most broken card in the game right now. If you summon this with 5 materials, just be proud, because I was. 1 Gargoyle Cowboy for the burn, Dweller for the BA matchup, and if I want to go off and if I can do it against Shadows. 1 Guidosaur Emerald for late game recycle. 1 Excitonate. I never made Excitonate or Emerald or even Dweller, so these cards were kind of irrelevant, but if I ever needed them, they were there because they're very good cards. Castel. Now I made this like 4 times on the day against the Shadows, so this card always got rid of the Winders, but it's kind of slow. It's against any other deck I didn't really use it. So, well, actually that's not true. I used it against the Satella matchup, so I can't lie. And the Infinity Randomizer matchup, I think. 1 Blade Armor Ninja for those quick damage. Omega. Now, Omega came out a lot on that day, because there was just so much back row I had to go up against, and Omega was just the guy to go into. Because I normal summon Omega, they cannot do anything to him with their back row. It's like Omega is like the MVP of the extra deck today, other than the 86 with 5 materials. But Omega, I think, was my second most made one, other than Trivia, because of this card was just broke to go into. And 1 Dark Rebellion X Siege Dragon. Now I went into this once against Yosenju because he Light Imprisoning mirrored me and I couldn't really do anything. So I just summoned Dark Rebellion and just tried to beat him down. I got rid of his Cowboy because it was literally like I was on 200 life points, he was on 565, and Dark Rebellion was the biggest beat in my extra deck, and Cowboy was 2-4. So I just went in to get Dark Rebellion because I fiendished the Cowboy, and just started beat down the Cowboy. He kills this. I can't set any back row, and I forgot to send a Phoenix Chain to the grave, which was kind of my fault. But this card literally when it was the Yosenju matchup, and seventh round Yosenju matchup was literally very hard, and he had outs for days, but I could just out overpowered him because I kept on. It literally turned into grind after that, so I kept on drawing, and then, but the Yosenju guy actually made a mistake. When he attacked with one of his camos, I mirror forced him, and he had the Yosenju L on board, so he kind of screwed up there. But I had another mirror force for that, and just after that, I kind of won because I could just bring this back with Cool or Haunted. So definitely what won me that game. And for my side is Free Flying Sea for the Teller mirror match, and any other deck that I feel like I need to side this in. This went in full force with the Teller matchup, and this actually won me that matchup. One Mind Control for basically any deck that runs rank 4, level 4s, and Teller mirror match, I can just, because if they leave their Trigger on board, I can just go Mind Control, take the Trigger, and then go into Diamond at the end of the turn. So main phase 2, so they don't get their card and I have a diamond, so it's kind of good, and then they can't use color hive. Third MST for the mirrors and Yosenju, and even if Klee is seen, so this card is a very good card. Soul Drain came in every game against Shadows. This card literally came in every game against Shadows. 2 Mistake for the mirrors and Necros. 2 Mind Crush for the mirrors and Necros, and any other deck that searches. 2 Imperial Iron Wall for Spirit Beasts and Necros and Infernoids. This card never came out of my extra deck because I didn't do any of them, so that. And 3 Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors for Shadows and BA and everything else. So guys, tell me what you think of my deck. Tell me if you like it. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for watching. Oh, and one more thing. That day was really fun for me, and it was my first regionals, coming 5th, and it was a big achievement. So please like for that as well. See you guys. See you guys next time. Bye.